So we're going to talk about this artwork and what we're trying to achieve with this artwork. This is an artwork that the customer sent to us, and this is going to be a finished channel letter in the end with translucent and opaque vinyl that goes over the acrylic face. So the purpose of this video is to show how this black trap vinyl is going to trap the red and the yellow vinyl, the translucent vinyl, on the face of the letter. So this is just the PDF that the customer sent, and what we did was we opened this up in Adobe Illustrator. So the first thing we do when we open up this artwork in Adobe Illustrator is we do a Control A, and this will tell us if the artwork is vector. Second way to check if the artwork is vector is go to View, Outline, and you can Control A again and check if there's any artifacts or any hidden images. We're going to go back to Preview. So we know that this artwork is vector artwork. So is this usable artwork? That's the first thing. We're going to talk about three things. And you want to check the quality of it. You want to make sure there's no issues. And then as a designer, the whole purpose of this, that as a designer, you want to think when you're preparing artwork, what is your goal? How are you going to approach this? And how are you going to make this to where the black vinyl is a trap? And we're going to show that in a moment. This is all for sign making. So the first thing we want to do is check and see what the customer did for us here. So the third thing we're going to talk about with this video is some of the tools and solutions that you can make up and provide for yourself, and I'll show you some of the things that I do that'll help you achieve your goals. And I'll show some other aids in there that'll explain the concept behind this. But the most important thing is this is a file, a to size file, meaning when you look at the size of this artwork, it is 22.5 inches high, shown here in the upper right hand side, and it's 165, basically 165 inches long. That's like over 12 feet. So 12 feet is 144. It's 14 feet. It's pretty long. Let's see what 164 divided by 12. Yeah, so it's 13.5 feet. So the number one thing we want to do is check this artwork, and we are going to combine all the red as one path, combine all the black, inner black, as one path, and all the yellow as one path, and all the black outlines as one path. And then once we have that all set, then we're going to go and prepare the artwork. We're going to do some tools to determine some stuff. So let's make that one path. Okay, so we have four paths here: the red, the black, the outline black, and the yellow. So the yellow and the red are the only translucent vinyls, and this black can be separated as compound path release. And what we do is this outer black is going to be the white vinyl. So that's if we were creating the white vinyl path to cut, and in this instance we're just showing you that the whole purpose of this letter is that it's going to be a channel letter that it's going to be dimensional, and it's going to have LEDs that light up, and the acrylic face is translucent. There's vinyl on top, so it's identical to this, and it's going to go over and the light's going to come through. Now that's the objective of creating this artwork a certain way. And this is just an example letter. It's a worn letter with perforated edges. We're not going to do perforated edges. But here you have the white vinyl in the background. You can see the white vinyl on this side. And then you see the overlaid blue vinyl that's translucent. You can use opaque, and then the light would come through the white, when in this instance the light comes through the white and the blue. And for our letter, the yellow and the red are going to transmit the light. The black is going to mask the light. So we're going to zoom in and we're going to get rid of that inner line because that inner line is not going to be used. We're going to check it, make sure there's no weird things there. Is there something in there? Okay. Then Control 8. Now we have the acrylic, which is not a part of this video really, but I'm going to show it to you because I wanted to explain the purpose of the translucent vinyl. It has to go onto a base. That base is the 3/16 inch thick acrylic. So what I do at this point is select everything and go to Align, Vertical Align Center, and then Vertical Align, a Horizontal Align Center. And that should get me the graphic, the entire graphic, as one graphic. So in this point, our white is showing up in front of our black outline. So we're going to do Control Shift back bracket. So our base is white. And so now our artwork is ready to be prepared. And so we're going to zoom in and see that the red does not cut out the black and that the black does not cut out the yellow. And so what we want to do is we want to make a copy of the black and move it off, and we want to take the black and we want to cut out the yellow. That's the first thing we want to do, and we're going to do that through the Pathfinder tool. And if you want to find the Pathfinder tool, it's under Windows, Pathfinder, and then we're going to use the minus front, but you got to select both before you can do that. So now we have the yellow, it's completely cut out. So when the red vinyl and the yellow vinyl are on the acrylic, they will transmit light. And this area right here, we are going to create a black trap. And how we're going to create a black trap is simple. We are going to duplicate the red, we're going to take the black, and we are going to put it in all this graphics. We're going to go back to Align. Okay, let's move everything up. And then we are going to select the red and the black and knock out the red. And then we're going to take the red and the rest of the graphics and we are going to align it and we're going to move it back in place. So now we're done. We're done preparing the graphics so that now we have the red and the black have knocked out the yellow. So now we have that the yellow can transmit light, and the red will no longer have the yellow behind it. It'll transmit red, because if the yellow was behind it, it would have an issue with coloring. And if the black was behind the red, it wouldn't light. And that's what we had before. We had artwork where the black was behind the red and the yellow was behind the black. So what we did was we prepared the artwork for the next stage. So to get a clear understanding of what we're trying to achieve, I created this graphic here that shows the objective. And the objective is shown here. Our graphic is not going to be 3D, but I'm showing it here in 3D. And here's the red graphic, the vinyl, the black object shape, and the yellow object shape, and the black outline, and then the white acrylic. So that's what we're trying to achieve. What we're trying to avoid is this here, having a white line between the black and the yellow and the red and the black. And that's what we're going to create. It's called a trap. We're going to create a trap. So here's a legend descriptors of what we're working with, and this is just a quick overview. We're dealing with a white acrylic base that's going to be the letter face, and then we have a black outline that goes on the very edge of the letter, and then we have the yellow translucent vinyl that's going to go here on top of the white acrylic letter, and then the black trap, and then the red vinyl. And then the red can be illuminated because the way we've prepared the letter, the vinyl. So the objective of this video is this black. This black is why we are creating this video, to show how we're going to create this artwork and then set a trap or create a trap. And we're going to offset this path so that we can mask the yellow and the red, so that a white line does not show between that vinyl. Okay, so now we're going to show some tools and solutions with how we do what we just spoke about. So what I did earlier is I took a copy of this S and I copied it up here. Now the outline is yellow, of course, and the inside is red. We got that. But the reason why I'm showing it to you in green is so that you can make a distinction between the black outer line and the black inner line. So I just wanted you to see that. And so if we select the whole thing, you'll see that there's a line in here, because what I've done already is offset the path. And if I click it, you'll see that the path is offset already. And so we already have a trap. So if I click Control A, you'll see that the inner black line is still there. If I select all these layers and lock them, I can delete that inner black original line. So I'm going to take that off. So I put some tools on the page. These are tools that I've made to show you how to quickly do this. But this pink line, this pink circle, represents the original black path. See it there? So let's get rid of that, and we are going to go back and so we can save that. Okay, let's see. Okay, there it is. So here's the original black path. Here's the original outer black path, and these round circles are just tools that we've made to help us see our goal. And our goal is 1/8 of an inch. That little pink circle represents 1/8 of an inch. And what I've done here is show you 1/8 of an inch, 3/16 of an inch, and 1/4 of an inch. And these are things that will help you to offset paths at a specific thickness or width. If somebody in the shop or a fabricator tells you they want a specific offset or path, you'll know how to do it by creating solutions for yourself. You don't have to color code it. You don't have to put all this information in here. This is just for me to explain how this is done. These call outs here is yellow, that's the yellow vinyl, red vinyl, black outline, black outline. So let's go down here to show the 1/8 of an inch, 3/16 of an inch, and 1/4 of an inch on a ruler. So this 1-inch ruler, this cut off 7.5-inch ruler, is showing 3 sizes: 1/8 of an inch, 3/16 of an inch, and 1/4 of an inch. We want to go with the smallest possible offset because we only need to trap the red and the yellow vinyls so that white does not show between the vinyls. So this is just to show you the actual offset you're doing, 1/8 of an inch compared to 1 inch. And this is to size. This is to size. So we don't need all this. We don't need this. Okay, so that's the original one. So we are going to go here, offset that. So this is a tool file that I'm going to save because we don't need that. And I'm going to shut it down. So here's our path. So what we want to do is offset our path, and we know that this file is the size, so I'm going to come out to the ellipsis tool and I'm going to make a circle. I'm going to check the properties and I'm going to make sure that this thing is 1/8 of an inch, so that's 175. So go 1 divided by 8 equals 125. So that 1/8 of an inch circle is 125. And let's go. So this is going to be 1/8 of an inch. So we need to make the black 1/8 of an inch on the right over the yellow and 1/8 of an inch over the red. And so I'm going to change the colors to green because I didn't like that the pink did not contrast with the red correctly. So let's go and go to Object, Offset Path. We are going to go 5 and hit the preview button. We're going to go 1 and offset and hit the preview button. And we're going to go 125, hit the preview button, and I think we're there. Let's just go to 7, 127, hit the preview button, and hit OK. And zoom in, and Control A will show us that I think we got it. So then we can go to Ungroup. That's our inner line. Let's just push that to back, and we'll push this forward. So there's our black trap, and that's just for one letter. To do the all of them, did this do all of them? Control, yeah, it did all of them, right? Why it's not going behind is beyond me. There you go. Okay, so now it's working. So that's how you would trap the vinyl, and I showed you how to do the tools, how to determine the artwork, and that's how you prepare the artwork for production. Let's go back to the original. Let's see, not the original. Let's go to shapes. One. Oh, you'd have to. So the last thing is you have to go in here and remove all the offsets. If they're all combined, the offsets have to go bye-bye. Why they're coming across as individually, I don't understand. So that'd be done. And then you can also do the offset for the black. Go Object, Path, Offset. You probably don't have to do as much. Let's maybe just do 1, 1. Right? And then again, lock that. And then that would take care of all of them. You could just remove that and it would take care of everything. So that's how that's done. And once you learn how to do this, fabricators will love you. Why is that like that? Okay, so we need to go to the top. Okay, so the reason why that double line is showing is because that line right there is the yellow, and this line is the white acrylic, and this outline will be cut off in the shop. And so now it's ready. Why it shows thicker here and not here? Because it's not forwarded. And so what you would do is you'd go and you would click all these and combine them, Control 8. I don't want that line. I want this line. Almost missed that. Control 8, lock it. I'm going to lock the yellow, lock the outline. And I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to check all this stuff. That should be the acrylic right there. And what we can do to further check it, Control K. So I'm counting to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then with this, what we did here was moved them off the page. Control 8. We're combining them, and we're checking to make sure that there's no other black elements. This is the yellow. This is the acrylic, and this is the, which is locked, which is a black outline. That's the black outline. So there you get the black outer outline, the red and the yellow with the inner area open for the black, and then the white acrylic. And that's how your artwork would look, ready to be cut with an acrylic panel here, and then the rest with vinyl, a red roll of vinyl, a yellow roll of vinyl, and a black roll of vinyl. And I showed you the tools, and hope this video works for you.